What's up, everybody? Just doing some stuff in the background, waiting to get ready before we test some things. Live. All right, we about to get started. I'm just getting my title and all that stuff together for everybody. We about to update these titles. I think I'm on multiple platforms. I really didn't want to be on Facebook today. Let me see, is it broadcasting? It is broadcasting. That's one day ago. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Uh, let's have a convo. What's up, everybody? This is our Day Sun Civil Days music. We got a lot going on today. Oh man, there's so much going on in the world today. You know, we had some events that took place in Georgia. We had like a hurricane. We had a chemical factory explosion. You know, now we have the ports all across the eastern seaboard. We have the ports. There's a strike going on, and the ports are closing. So I recommend everybody, get everything you need. I'm hearing that, tissue is starting to, be a hard commodity to find because now people are panicking, and this goes back to everything that the pastors have been saying and everything that the prophets have been saying, and how we have not been listening, and they've been telling us to make sure we go and load up on food, stock up on food, and stock up on the necessities, guns, you know, um, even down to seeds, getting seeds to plant crops and things of that nature. It's just a whole lot going on in our society. Not to panic people. You always have to have resolve and calm and think rational. I remember on Morgan State Radio we had Dr. K, and she was talking about like a military mindset. She was saying that she doesn't have a military mindset. She was talking about active shooters and teachers carrying guns, and she was like, I don't have that mindset at a moment's notice. She's like, I'm gonna run and try to get away. And the military mindset is we're gonna run toward the danger. We're not gonna run away from the danger because we're gonna try to resolve the problem. So, but I want everybody to have the resolve in this situation. There's a lot of things happening, but everybody knows that those that believe, we know we always have we're gonna make it through every situation and circumstance, no matter what. But I just kind of wanted to talk from a perspective. Me and my guy, my main man, Khalif Wins, we have conversations every now and then. And one of my biggest things, and he kind of hates for me to say it, and I always say that there's no money, money in the music industry. Maybe we got to diversify and move a different way, and do something different, and try to put ourselves in a situation where, we're focusing on better things. Let me say what's up to everybody and welcome them to the chat. What's up, Above Earth? Thank you for that was 3 days ago. I'm just looking at chats skipping through. Um, Welcome to the live. Anybody that comes in, welcome to the live. This is probably getting ready to get on your lunch break right now. In some way, form, if I say update the app, click here to restart updates. Oh, my app is getting ready to get updated, so we'll see how that looks in a minute. I'll let the app update itself. Caster Labs. But let me get over here. Just talk to people for a minute. Is there any money in the music industry? I don't know why the title didn't update over on this side. Is there any money in the music industry? I don't know, man. And the perspective or the viewpoint I'm looking from is not the vantage point that other people have. Some people are in the industry, but we've seen massive layoffs this year. One of the biggest record labels out there let go so many people. Prior to that, so many other labels let go so many A&Rs. You know, um, you got you know streaming companies who getting charged $10. You know, $10 for people to jump on and view this plethora of music. It's like going to the grocery store and you only paid $10 to get into the grocery store, but you can grab anything you want in that grocery store. But you only paid $10 a month. It's like a Costco. Only pay $10 a month for your. But Costco's a little different because they're smart. You're still going to come in and you're going to purchase everything once you get in. They're just saying in order to get through our doors, you got to pay us a fee. And after you pay us a fee monthly, you can get. So it's a subscription. So, but it's a little different. It's so funny. Something that you really loved as a child. And anything takes work. You got to work at anything. I'm not saying it's not work, but it's kind of looks bleak when you see that like you could really work hard and not reap results. Look at technology. So this is my perspective. So back in the 90s, you could put your music on a CD and you can go out and you could sell your CDs. You could make T-shirts. You could sell your CDs and T-shirts. You could build up a following, and then you can start doing shows. Okay, what's the physical thing you're going to sell now? Now I know Jazzy Jeff said, you want to put yourself in a position where you can, if you made T-shirts, you can sell the 11 to 10, $15 T-shirt, give your CD out for free. So they get your music. Because the goal of music is that it was supposed to sell something. Remember what Will.I.am said? Oh man, I didn't realize I wasn't even being doing all this talking and I'm not even on camera. Will.I.am said, that the goal was that music was always attached to a product. Music was for the movies, that music would sell the movie, or music would sell the sheet music. So you didn't really buy the music because you had to go to an event. But in most cases, you made the music and you sold the sheet music. What it do, Mike Washington? I'm just talking about that dreaded question that we're dealing with. Is there any money in the music business? And I was talking about from my perspective, I'm not really in the music business. I'm attempting to do things that would get me in the music business. I'm making music, but I'm not doing sync licensing where you're syncing your music up to movies and video games and things of that nature. I'm burgeoning, trying to get into there. I'm a YouTube content creator, but I'm a music producer. I'm an artist, looking for other artists, So is there money in the music business? Master P just recently said he's not in the music business because there's no money in the music business. If you look at, when's the last time 50 did a new song? If it ain't no money, he's not going to really, say if there's money, he'll do it. You know what I mean? But his stuff is attached to his shows, his television shows. So right now, I think one of his biggest hits is Big Rich Town. This is a big rich town. Yeah. I'm just saying that's, you could tell I'm watching Power right now. I didn't watch it when I would go to the barbershop and watch it, but I wouldn't watch it when everybody else was watching it. But at the same time, and I was saying earlier, there's so much going on in the society and so many things. You got Iran and Israel bombing each other, but we'll get to that at a later point. My plan is not to stay on here long; it's just to talk and have good convo with people. So, it might be a lot of people having conversations. I didn't bring up all the chats. Give me a second. Let me go to YouTube and see if there's any. There's no conversations on Facebook. I don't see anything yet. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitch, and we are live on. We're also live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Eventually, I'll start bringing in the other platforms into it as well. Let me get out here and go to YouTube. And you said that's my goal. What's your goal? To be on all the streaming platforms, or to make money off music? because it's a lot, man. It's it's a lot you got to do, and with anything you had to do a grind. There's a grind you got to do, and you got to work to get there. But I don't see where the money is. I'm just saying the sample pack game is hard. The placement game is hard. You know what I mean? I love the way producer grind and those guys are getting it. Even the other guy who does the placements through his sample packs. Forgot his name right off top. He has the Sonics sample pack website, and the other guys are good too, like Sample Lab, Sauce Lab. They're pretty good as well. But drawing that attention and trying to put yourself in a position. I mean, even the affiliate game, man. The affiliate game is, how many times I've signed up for Zounds? And, if nobody's buying anything, you're not getting that traction. So your affiliate links don't mean nothing. Are you trying to make money off music? It is a process. It is a process. We've seen the blueprint of people that have done it well. We've seen Jan Hunter. We've seen the Pocket Queen. Her drumming is kind of what got her there and pushed her into that professional space. His keyboard playing and producing, he's a gospel musician anyway. He just transitioned, and he did the same thing Very Sick Beats did. Very Sick Beats was a gospel piano player, and then he transitioned. And then, we all got that love for Dilla or stuff like that. But people don't. That's Very Sick Beats transition. And a lot of people have taken that transition and moved. Sarah Too Ill, same thing, But I'm in a position where I want this to be a business. I want to make music for a business and make music for a profit and an income. You know what I mean? It's not just, and I know people say, get the beat stars, put your music out there. That everything is a gamble, everything is a risk. They said, get the beat stars, do the YouTube content creation, do the Twitch. They're like, if you want to blow up fast, go on Twitch. I'm talking about how do you get into the doors of the sync licensing companies. You got Jingle Punks. You got all these different sync licensing companies. There's information out there that you got to get. People will tell you how to make your music, but are they telling you how to get in front of people? And I'm noticing there's another guy on Instagram. He'll tell you that you got to get to the conferences. There's two guys. I watch their you got to get to the conferences. You got to start talking with the people. You got to get your music right. Get your music in front of people and get yourself in the right spaces. But where's the money in the music business? I'm even looking at Doe Dash, and I'm looking at how her YouTube, she's not music, but her story is what made people gravitate to her, and now people are following her, and her story is just amazing. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me look. Trying to get the chat and everything right. So give me a second. I want to look and make sure that we got. Oh, shout out to all my guys too. Shout out to Beats by Lonze. Shout out to Khalif Wins. Shout out to DC Carson. Shout out to Pulse Music. Shout out to Creative D Will. Shout out to Jazzmatic, the homie Jazzmatic. That's my boy. Shout out to Will, King William Jews. Shout out to Matrix Sound Lab. We all trying to find a way to break in and get this cash somehow, get this money somehow. Yeah. So with that, and what, that's my boy. What actually sparked this conversation? What's up, Gary? Yo, let me just say something about Gary. Gary makes some dope beats. He'll send me stuff just to like get a listen, and I'm like, his stuff is really good. He needs to find an artist. If he's not an artist himself, he needs to find an artist. So Gary, find an artist, man, and get them to either rap or sing over your beats, because your music goes into different genres. I can hear Afrobeat, I can hear trap, I can hear rap, I can hear R&B vocalist. You can even move into like pop as well, because I love like the soundscapes and the things that you use in your music. It's dope. So let me tell you what really sparked this conversation. Now, I talked about Master P, but recently, You just had the Shannon Sharpe interview. Let me see if this is the one. You had the Shannon Sharpe interview with Marc Cuban. And when they had this interview, it starts right here. Let me go here. This is what piques your interest right here. This conversation right here.
Linear television network than it does just a streaming, right? Because the cable network, the satellite network, they're having to pay all this money, and they're having to charge consumers all that money.
So this is our Flippy 3. Flippy 3 is actually
It always
twice as
happens.
fast. We've essentially
That's not going
Flippy
to stick around
that's not
forever, and they're all it's not sustainable the way it is today, and all those platforms are trying to figure out the right way to do it.
If Mark Cuban was an NBA
Thanks,
player
blatantly.
today, how would he spend his money? How would he invest his money? What type of business? If you're an NBA player, so
Right.
you're coming in, and so you don't have the business acumen that you have.
Right.
as
Just
owner.
chill. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Salute,
if I'm
bro.
just a two-way player,
Yeah.
right? If I'm a two-way player, I'm living like a student.
Okay.
Because you don't know how long it's going to last,
Correct.
right?
Okay.
And one of the hard things is, like I didn't grow up with money. I didn't have shit, and so it's hard when you first get money to understand what it is, right? How
All right. So first of all, I'm playing this because he's going to say some key things, and he's talking from an athlete perspective because I got to put the perspective on it because somebody brought it up, but they didn't really give the perspective of what he's talking about. He's talking about being an athlete and investing your money into the right places. He said, in the waiting room, chilling, Doc said everything went good. Yo, I'm so happy for you, man. That's good, man. No cancer. Yep. Yo, we thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? Gonna give him some little praise. Thank you. God, everything's going good and that your wife is doing all right, man. And in terms of the music, is there any money in the music business? Now let's listen to Marc Cuban say what he's talking about right here.
how much do you have, and what can you actually do? Because you hear all these stories, and you think big, and you know how that goes, right?
But you don't think it's going to happen to you.
Right. And you hear about the stories about people losing it all. So I tell guys all the time, save your money. One broken ankle and it's over. It's over. And if I'm somebody making 40, 50, 60 million, then I'm hiring somebody that knows what they're doing, but it ain't going to be one of my friends.
Okay.
Right? It can't not be your friend, because your friend wants to be your friend. My money guy needs to make me money.
Yes.
Right? And it can't be a friend of a friend of a friend. It's got to be somebody who's done it for big time people and knows their shit. Right? Because that's the other place guys get tied up. Well, that's my guy. He's been with me forever. I want to take care of him. He wants to get into finance.
Oh, no.
No.
He can still be with me.
You can be your friend, right?
Yeah.
I'll take you to dinner. I'll buy
Yeah.
you. I'll pay you some money to take care of things, right? But you can't. Don't invest in the restaurant. Don't invest in the clothing label. Don't invest in the liquor company. Sorry, but or music, right? That is the death, right? So it's not so much now, right? But in the early 2000s, early 2010s, everybody wanted
hope
a music
not.
label, right? Everybody was either going to be a rapper or they were going to, have a label and sign rappers, because that's what what was going on. And one athlete's label that's done any good?
No, I don't.
See, that's what sparked my message today. So like I said, you already had Master P said, I'm not in music because there's no money in music. Now you have Marc Cuban saying, don't invest in clothing brands, don't invest in music at all, and don't invest in restaurants. So where's the money at? You see what I'm saying? You have Snoop Dogg saying that he has over 1 billion streams and he hasn't made any money. He was like, show us how to get to the bag. You know what I mean? You had a couple years ago, Pharrell Williams released Happy, and after he released Happy, he was sitting up there like, where's the money at? He was like, they showed like he had only make like $1,100 or $1,200 or something like that off of all the streams he got from Happy. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So it's something when you have a passion to do something, but you can't see the reward out of it. Now, let me tell you some things that are out there. There's sync licensing, there's affiliate marketing, there's performing, there's making your music and performing off your music, there's direct to customer, there's direct selling. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, look at all the grind you got to do to get there. And most of us, we're doing this, and then you got to think. Some people say, "Well, I'm just doing it as a hobby." Yeah, I don't want to just do this as a hobby. I want to do this as a income and make money off of this. You know what I mean? So something you're passionate about. It's crazy. Some people say chase your passion. Other people will say that's the stupidest thing out there to say chase your passion. They say do what you're good at. It's like if your passion is this, but you're good at accounting, do accounting. Well, what if your heart's not in accounting? Sometimes you got to suffer the consequence, or you got to do like I do. I work, I teach computers. I love teaching computers. I love that. I'm passionate about it. But my passion has always been music, either rapping, producing, writing poetry. I got a theory about that anyway. Anything that communicates and that has the ability to grab hold of an audience, you don't think that those people are going to try to stop it? Anything that has the ability to sway people to move away against the status quo, you don't think people are going to try to stop it? So this is a big way. They've used it to create prisons. They've used it, the music, to go into other countries, and use rap to indoctrinate those countries. It's some crazy things out there that takes place with the music that we created. You said Pharrell had to do the Lego movie to make that money back that didn't come out yet, right? Yep. It's a biopic, but in Legos, which is smart. See, that's what I'm saying. Music was meant to be tied to something. It just wasn't meant to be in the air. So you have all this digital art that's just sitting somewhere. So the streaming companies are like this. If you look at the streaming companies as a building, the streaming companies are using like a Costco method. Oh, Pharrell has a movie about his life, but he did it as a Lego. I'm gonna have to look into that. I gotta look into that. Oh shoot, I'm right here. I'm gonna jot that down. The Lego movie with Pharrell, that is outside of the box. I'm gonna look into that. So Mark Cuban is telling you don't invest in those things. Even Damon John, I'm a Shark Tank fan. So Damon John was like, I already did the clothing thing. Now we come to find out that LL was a part of that company. LL was like, that was really my company. He's finally telling, what's going on in terms of things. So, and he snuck that into the gap. But anyway, look at what's going on. Damon John was like, I already did the clothing brands and stuff like that. He's into other stuff. I love watching Shark Tank. There's a structure to this that we're all following, that if we consistently, we're television show programmers, and now we have our own television show that we can give to the world. And we're trying to program this stuff to gain interest from other people, And then in that, we're trying to produce a product. Here's one guy I think we should all, he said, yeah, it didn't drop yet, but a lot of people going to be in it. Oh, definitely. Oh man, I forgot my thought just that quick. I know I was talking about models. Oh, television show programmers. And here's one thing. I think everybody should look up a speaker. He's actually an evangelist. He's a pastor, but he's big on business. It's Myron Golden. Myron Golden gives like the keys to success and how he used YouTube to springboard his business, but his business was already big in terms of him, using biblical principles to coach people to make large sums of money. And he tries to tell us, he said, I'm not a prosperity preacher. I don't preach prosperity. He said, I just use what's in the book, and I help people to get to the next level in their life, And I like some of the things he said. He talked about, he said, what people do is they try to trade their physical strength in their body for money. He said after a certain point, that's going to get tired. He said then people go get education. After they go get education, they trade their educational value for money. He said, but that still won't make you rich. That won't make you any money. It'll increase your income a little bit, but it won't make you any money. He said, if you really want to make money, you have to master communication. And after you master communication, he said, then you can speak before people. He said, you can start making money from the things that you say. But then he said, after you do that, he said, you need to start creating products. He said, when you start creating products, you've actually moved to the top level, because now you're able to create things that can help others, create things that can foster money, and you've moved yourself into a different level. So he says physical, you trade your physical body for money, then you trade your education for value, then you trade communication. And then after communication, it goes through the creation of products. And if you look at any business person that's talking this day, they're like, you need to create a product. One thing that Dr. Miles Monroe said, he said, create a product. And if you create a product, he said, that's why he never charges his books for free. He said, I never give my books for free. He said, because when you start giving your books for free, it cheapens the value of your book. You know, so that kind of takes me to this. How do you build up your value? He said, I gave you the Costco method. Everybody's paying for a subscription in that building. This is what the Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, they pay $10. The people walk in, except they can grab what they want now. After they paid their $10, they don't have to pay for that album unless they download it onto their own devices. In most cases, they don't have to do that either. As long as they keep their subscription up, that's that $10 that they currently have. So you pay $120 a year, basically, that you can purchase albums that at a discount. So they now have the Walmart, Costco, BJ's method to purchasing music, and it hurts the artist. Because as an artist, you got to be able to put so much product out that people want to stay in your store, in your section, in your aisle. Something. It's crazy. Let's get back to the interview.
I don't.
You know, clothing companies,
No,
it's hard.
it is.
Right, those businesses are hard because there's no barriers to entry. You want to start a clothing? It's funny because I get people talk to me all the time. So I've got this brand name, right? Let's get busy, LGB.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum.
And you think you're gonna start a clothing line based off of LGB, right? Or, you know, I've got this one song that I'm gonna do.
I'm sorry, Shannon laughing like he's done it before. He's like, I've done that.
Right? And
Yeah,
it's going
I was starting-
listen to this. Isn't this the best song you? It's not that easy.
As the Dallas Mavericks owner, obviously your signature player before Luke.
All right. So I'm going to stop right there for that one. And I kind of want to come back to something else. You know, we can't help it with this music thing. We want to we love music over here on this side. We totally love music. And since we love music, what I want to do is now show you is something that it kind of brought me back. Sometimes you got to inspire yourself. So I found this video here with Pete Rock and this DJ Dummy. So let me send this to everybody and let you watch this. Here's DJ Dummy right here and Pete Rock. And they're actually in Philadelphia. They're at the Fillmore in Philadelphia. And this right here. So make sure you go to D Prime 215. This is his video. And make sure you check it out. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe right here.
For your old school like us producers. So we gonna actually play this and we gonna make a beat live for y'all right there. Y'all wanna see Pete make a joint? It might take a little while, but this is how we used to do it.
It won't take long.
It ain't no wave dropping into the fucking computer, none of that shit. We
I
gonna
got
say,
the idea in my head, man.
let's go. Just tell me what part.
All right, listen. This is coming up in like a half a minute.
Excuse the cursing. I didn't know they were going to, but hey, it is what it is.
No, about 10 seconds. It's coming. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Let me get her voice now.
Oh, you gotta get her voice. So angelic, so cute.
Oh. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's it. All right, I like to speed my shit up though.
Hey,
Just a little bit.
whatever floats your boat.
All right, let me see. It was clear. It's clear. That's the part. Okay. Do your scratches on that. Woo! Yeah, that sounds funky. DJ, tell me. You know what?
What's good? What's good?
Let me save this because you know shit might get fun.
I just wanted to play that to inspire all the beat makers out there. I thought that was fly, them making beats on the fly. So I think that's, performing is definitely a way to make money. And I think that's going to lead to other things. I think we got to get to a point as producers where we're not only just making beats, but we're performing our work. We're performing, the stuff that we're doing. The people got to see us making beats, but then at the same point, they got to see us performing because people want to see a show. You know what I mean? People want to be entertained. Are you not entertained? People want to be entertained. So, y'all, I think I'm going to stop it right here. I just wanted to kind of talk to everybody. Hopefully you can go back and watch and replay and try to answer this question. Where is the money in the music business? If there is any, where is the money and how we get there? It kind of takes me to this. There's a scripture that talks about a wise man leaves inheritance to their children. So if we're doing this thing that we love, how do we get it to the point where we leave an inheritance? There's also a scripture that tells you to diversify, that you should actually have multiple streams of income. So I will always like to say this. I'm just pondering these thoughts to see where people are at. But I'll always leave you with a thought like this. I'm thankful and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities on a continuous basis. Everybody, trust in the Father, trust in the Lord, trust and believe, and hey, we're going to find a way out of this. All right, everybody, y'all have a good one. This is Day Sun Civil signing out. You'll probably see beat making later. Peace.